Do you want to save money and never buy disposable wipes again? Well, then stay tuned for this video.
Welcome back to my channel, guys, and thank you so much for coming through. On today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own cloth wipes. If you want notifications on when the next video comes out on what is the best cloth warmer to use for your wipes and how to make your own cloth wipe solution, and of course, how to clean your cloth wipes, then definitely go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And there's a little bell right next to that. That's going to get you the notifications that you need to be on the up and up on everything cloth wipes. So in between bath days, we'll actually use these cloth wipes with my cloth wipe solution on it that I'll show you how to make in a future video. And we just give them a little wipe down with the cloth wipes. Good to go. You have some friends that are pregnant right now and going to be having their baby soon, and I'm going to be making these as gifts for my friends. These make perfect gifts for someone who you know is going to be cloth wiping their baby. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to save money by making them yourself. So let's go ahead and get started.
So if you just came here to see Ivy, there you go. Okay, so first things first, let me show you that the supplies that you're going to need to make your own cloth wipes. You're either going to need a rotary cutter or even a pair of scissors will be totally fine, something that you can use to cut your fabric. You're also going to need either a measuring tape or a ruler. I strongly recommend a ruler, but that's my personal preference. And then for fabric, you can either use flannel or cotton, something that can absorb moisture. And if you want to spend no money, if you have some old towels laying around, you can use that too, something that has a little pull and give to it and it can absorb that moisture. This is a really good alternative because it's very soft for your baby's bottom and it feels great on their skin. They're not going to be crying as much if you're using something super soft. So right now you can see I have all my pieces laid out and they're ready to sew, but I will show you how I got to this point. Don't worry. So what I did is I took my ruler, I laid it on my fabric, which I rolled over a bunch of times so that that way I could cut more pieces of fabric at one time and have to make less cuts. So once you've got your pieces cut, lay them out so where you can see both sides of the print. Take the printed sides and put them together. It doesn't matter if they're exactly the right shape or the right size or if there's a little bit of excess. It's going to be used for poop and pee, so it's not going to matter. And if you're not comfortable with sewing just yet, that's okay. Feel free to just pin it. And this is what it's going to look like once it's pinned. If you need to do that, make sure that you are leaving a space open at the very end where you're going to flip it inside out. So on your sewing machine, the only thing that you should need to do is use a straight stitch, which should be automatically set for you when you turn your sewing machine on. If it's not, that's okay. Just go ahead and hit straight stitch. It should be the very first option available to you. The only other buttons that you're going to need is going to be either a back stitch button if you have one, or also a cutting feature if you have one. If not, that's okay. Just use your scissors. So I go to my sewing machine and I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which means I'm going to sew right along the edge, as close to the edge as I can get. So about a 1/4 inch is where I'm going to put my presser foot. So first, drop your presser foot, drop your needle in like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop your needle in. I leave a little space to do a back stitch because you want to make sure that it's secure. You're going to be washing these a lot, so back stitch, back stitch, back stitch. It's really hard to say repeatedly. Back stitch so that you don't have to worry about it coming unraveled in the wash. And then just start going forward. Keep it going. Now when you come to the end, you're going to pivot. And I'll show you that in just a second. So once you get close to the end, about a 1/4 inch, stop. Bring your presser foot up, but leave your needle down. And then you're just going to turn the fabric so that when the needle starts going again, it's going onto the fabric and not going off the sides. So drop your presser foot. Your needle should already be in. Keep going down. This is side number 2. Remember, you're going to leave one side open to pull the fabric inside out. Don't forget to pull out your pins if you are pinning, And now I'm reaching the point where I'm going to stop and do a back stitch because I've reached the place where I want to pull my fabric through. So make sure that you back stitch at the end. Don't leave any threads unfinished. And then I'm just going to pull my fabric out. So now you can see I've stuck my finger in the hole that I left open, and I'm just going to work it out. I'm just going to kind of work it out with my fingers. That looks like a tampon. I promise it's not. And I'm just going to stick it right inside. It has a rounded edge, so it's okay to use on my edges. So just stick that through and work out your edges so that way you get the most amount of fabric for the work that you put in. So now that we have got everything pulled out the way that it should be, we're going to just fold those inside edges on themselves. Just tuck it in there about 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be super specific or anything. And just make a little crease with your fingers. If you want to iron it, that's fine. Iron it if that's what you feel like you need to do. And lastly, we'll go all around it with a top stitch. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think of this video so far. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. So now I'm ready to do my top stitch, and this is the very last thing I'm going to do. Of course, I'm going to start with a little bit of a back stitch, and of course I have laid my piece of fabric out. It is flipped the right side it's supposed to be. I can see the right sides of the print, and I'm just gliding down. And now when I get to the edge, I don't need to stop and then pivot and pull my presser foot up because this is just a top stitch. So all I need to do is just go around the edge of the fabric, staying close to the edge with about 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you don't know what that means, it's okay. I didn't know what it meant at first. I was like, 1/4 inch, like I don't even know what that means. So you should have a little marker on your sewing machine that will show you if you really want to get precise about it. However, just stay close to the edge. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Okay, so I've reached the end, and the last thing I'm going to do is go around this last corner. Now I'm closing that hole that I created, and I'm going to do a little bit of a back stitch at the end. And of course, use your cutting feature if you have one. If don't, just pull it out and cut it with your scissors. And then just make sure that you look and see if you have any loose fabric. Now this process seems like, oh my gosh, this is taking so long. Well, this is a video, so it's going to seem that way, but I promise you, you can do this in literally maybe 3 to 4 minutes once you get the hang of it, and you'll be able to make a whole batch of cloth wipes in no time. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, that's okay. I forgive you. Go ahead and subscribe on your way out. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and share it with a friend if you think someone would appreciate this video and wants to make something for a friend. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I am more than glad to answer any questions that you have. Until next time, thanks for using the Natural Mama Method.